Hello, the goal for this video is to go ahead and create a 3-view scale sketch of your bridge project, your proposed bridge project. And so one of the first things that you need to do is make sure that you have a 3-view rough sketch ready and have it available so you can look at it. This has all the information that we're going to need to go ahead and make a scaled drawing of your bridge project. So with that in place here, we're going to go ahead and put that off to the side. And what we're going to do now is we're going to begin by talking about the scale of this drawing. The scale is one of these squares is going to equal 1 centimeter of length. And so in order to get started here, what I would do is go up 4 squares up here from the lower left corner, 4 squares over to the right, and I would place a dot. Now this dot represents this corner of your bridge right here, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to measure out 30 centimeters according to what you've planned out. So I'm going to go ahead and take my pen here. In your case, it's going to be a pencil. I'm going to count out 30 centimeters. All right, so there's 30 centimeters. Now looking back at this drawing here, we can see we have 2 5-centimeter piers at either side. And so I'm going to go ahead and measure up 5 centimeters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Place a dot. Do the same on the opposite side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, the piers go 5 centimeters toward the center. So I'm going to measure in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to place some dots there, and those are going to represent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to represent the piers of the bridge. Now I'm going to take a straight edge here, and I'm going to start drawing in some lines connecting up my dots. Some vertical lines going. And then we're going to put the roadway in right here. Okay, so looking back on our sketch here, you can see we've done this part here, put in the roadway. Now we're going to put the trapezoid shape in. It's 10 centimeters tall according to my plan. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Same way on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Now we can go ahead and connect up some dots. Connect up the top. Connects up some diagonals for the trapezoid. All right, there's the basic shape. Now, according to our plan here, we're going to go ahead and place some diagonal pieces in here. One thing that you're going to have to do is I take a look at the spacing here. We're going to have to figure this out. Since each one of these represents a centimeter, we're going to have to get this divided evenly. Well, I take a look here. I see I have 1 opening here, 2, 3, 4. You remember I divided that into 4 equal pieces. So I need to know what this total distance is from these 2 points from here to here. Well, if I take a look back on my drawing, I know that's 5. So I got 5 here, 5 there, that's 10 total. Subtract that from 30 centimeters. That must mean I must have 20 centimeters in between these 2 points. So if I'm going to divide that into 4 equal pieces, like my plans indicated, I have to take 20 and divide it by 4. So that ends up being 5 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So once I get those divided evenly, then I can go ahead and start putting some verticals in here. And once I get all those set, remember we want to divide everything into triangle form. So I'm going to take my ruler here and I'm going to join opposite corners. this opposite corner, downward, upward. Notice how I'm connecting up my dots precisely there. I want this to be your best drawing so far. Alright, so there we go. That's what we call the front view. So I'm going to put front designation on there. I'm going to go ahead and start my top view. You can see from my 3-view rough sketch there, it's the same length as the top or the front view. So what I can do is just project along here. I'm going to give myself about, I don't know, 3 units of space between my views. So I project along this grid line here, stopping right about there. Do the same on this side. Now I got to take a look at how wide this is. Well, you see here, here's the width of the bridge, or the depth of it. It's 5 centimeters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so now I'm just going to create a rectangle right here using these dots as guides. Overall, the view in the top of the bridge is going to be rectangular. Connect up my vertical pieces here. So in essence, this drawing is exactly the same as what we've done here, except the only difference is we're drawing it to scale. So I can see here that the top is in line with that, so I'm going to go ahead and place a dot here right in line with that. Same over here. Put in some vertical pieces. And then I'm going to rely on what I've drawn here in the front view to help me with the placement of members in the top view. So you see I'm just projecting along the grid lines here. It's very simple. Now I'm just placing some vertical lines here. And then I'm going to join those up with diagonals as well, just like we talked about in the rough sketch. All right, so there we've got the top view. Now remember, these are our portals, so I'm going to go ahead and label that portal. And we're not going to put anything in there because obviously we want to get in and out of the bridge. So if we put a cross beam in there or a diagonal piece, it's going to block off the opening to the bridge. All right, right side view here. I'm going to go over about 4 spaces, 4 units there. I'm going to project over along this grid line here. I know that the depth of the bridge is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to put 4 dots there, and I'm going to connect those dots up just like this. Now roadway, I'm going to project over here. It's very simple, just using the front view as a guide. Now at this point here, remember we said, well, we don't want to block off our portal, so I'm going to go ahead and put a diagonal brace in here. According to my plan, it goes this opposite direction, so you want to refer back to your sketch frequently, your 3D rough sketch, you see? So I want to make those go in the right direction. And then the portal brace, now this one's pretty tricky here. A lot of people ask, well, how big do I want it? Well, it's kind of up to you. You just go ahead and decide what you want to do. Now, ideally, if we were designing it for a specific roadway, we would measure the tallest object that we expected to go through there, and we'd add a few feet to it, and then we'd go ahead and make our design decision based on that. So taking a look back on here, the diagonal goes that way. So I'm going to go ahead and place a diagonal going this way as well. All right, so let's go ahead and label that out. That's my top view. I'm going to put a right in here. Oh, and this would be a good thing to fill out too, your title block, since I've just noticed that. This one's 3-view scaled sketch. 3-view scaled sketch. And of course your name, that's pretty easy. And the date would be All right, there we go. All right, so there's a right side view. Let's go ahead and take care of our portal braces up here in the top. And this is pretty easy here. What I'm doing is I'm just projecting the location of this piece here to this point right here where that grid line cuts through this diagonal brace. And then I can project it up into the top view. And then I'm going to place a line right here. Now the diagonal, it goes from the bottom side upward, according to my right side view. So I'm going to put a diagonal in like that. Now I'm going to do the same for the opposite side. Project a point right here, which projects right there. And I'm going to put a line across there like that. And I'm going to do the opposite, something like that. All right, so there we go. There's our bridge. We've got our front, top right side. We've got our portal braces in there. Why don't we make a note? Portal brace. All right, now let's do some dimensioning. Now when I dimension there, I always start off with my extension lines. I'm gonna put 2 extension lines here. And then I'm gonna put a dimension line here in the center. And the dimension line is just a straight line. I'm gonna leave a little bit of space in the center to indicate how long it is in terms of centimeters. And so I'm gonna just put 30 cm here, just like we did on our original drawing. I'm gonna put some nice crisp arrowheads on there. We're gonna go ahead and get some height dimensions set up. So there's my height dimension. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a couple extension lines here. And I'm gonna put one here also because we need to know how tall the roadway is. So with those in position, I'm just gonna go ahead and put some dimension lines in here, leaving a space so I can go ahead and put how tall I expect that to be in terms of centimeters. Putting my arrowheads in here. Arrowheads touch the extension lines, but they don't go past it. Take a look back at my drawing, 10 cm, 5 cm. And then the last thing I want to do is put in a depth dimension here. How deep is the bridge? And that's going to go right here. And that's 5 cm as also. And I'm going to put some arrows on the outside, which is an acceptable practice. Put in some. Last thing I'm going to do is put a portal brace note. And there we go. I think that's complete. So title block, fully dimensioned, portal brace notes, view labels, front, top, right side. Well, good luck with your drawing.